trailer for the new Green Lantern series that's coming out. And I wanted to talk about it a little bit because I got some strong feelings about the Lantern Corps. Obviously, this has kind of been one of DC's like favorite children for a long time. The Lantern Corps, but for me, like this is just a basic hero. Like this is a whack story. Like the Lantern Corps to me is more a story about like fascism, police state control. The Green Lanterns is highly troubling because the Guardians themselves. This is a unelected power, right? The Lanterns themselves are inheriting power from a structure that nobody put into place, right? Nobody actually elected these Guardians. Like, right, you dig what I'm saying? Like, why do they have authority, right? Why did they have authority? So I wanted to look at the Lanterns, just kind of how take a look at this new series that's coming up, kind of talk about the Lanterns a little bit, and kind of slice through some of the nonsense that really is like, if we really look at the Lantern Corps, they're not as like, you shouldn't be trusting these guys, right? They're assuming a lot of power, and we don't know why they feel inherited to this power. So let's take a look at this series, okay? So obviously this is going back, this is the John Stewart, right?
A 60 Minutes exclusive.
Version of it, right? So
10 years ago, no one on Earth was aware we were already under the protection of someone calling himself Green Lantern.
Okay, that's an important thing. It's a very subtle but very important thing that they're like, yeah, nobody knew that we were already under his protection, right? Nobody knew that we were already under his protection. We are sovereign entities, people. Okay, this is a sovereign planet. I don't know if you guys realize that. We are on a sovereign planet. We are sovereign entities. We are not part of any other like type of nothing just because, they want to say that we are, right? Like that's not how it works around here. And no, you don't get to tell us now that we're part of anything, right? You don't get to do that. You don't get to tell us what we're part of, right? So I'm trying to let me move myself over here so I can be a little more in front of the screen here, right? Okay. Thanks. Okay. Put you a little more. Okay, I'm trying to center this so I can have this for my TikTok audience too, right? So right off the bat, they tell you that, yeah, we're already under the protection of this Green Lantern. Somebody we didn't know and now possesses this weapon. Okay, now let's get into it. Okay, let's let him cook more, right? And clearly we're watching the John Stewart,
without warning, he made himself known, dramatically stopping a meteor from devastating Victoria Falls. Or at least he made himself partially known. Here now, we bring you the first ever heart-to-heart.
So this is obviously young John Stewart. So this is the series where they're going to introduce John Stewart, right? He's going to be played by this Aaron Pierre, right? So this is the new launch off for that series, right? So this is him, young boy, watching Hal Jordan, the first Green Lantern come on the scene, right? But Hal Jordan says a lot. He's foundational.
I don't get nervous. Part of the job description.
Of course.
I don't get nervous. Job description. Okay, all right, let's keep it rolling.
Excited.
In that case, who are you?
I'm Hal Jordan.
Marcus? You're gonna get us all in trouble. Just watch the window.
So, what do you want the world to know about you?
I'm an Air Force veteran. I'm a former test pilot. And really, just that I'm a regular person.
Okay. Now he says he's a regular person, which is already troubling because you have planetary weaponry, right? You possess a weapon that could devastate this planet, right? If you really chose to. I know there's other heroes and somebody would try and stop you, right? But you could devastate this planet, left to your own. You're a regular person, and even that isn't true. And I just ask you guys, like, how many I'm a regular person, right? I'm a regular person. I shouldn't have a Green Lantern ring, right? I don't know anyone who should. I seriously, I don't know anyone who should possess that kind of power. Not one single person. And you know what? I bet none of you can name 5 people that you would say, I trust you with Green Lantern power. If you really thought about it, right? Like, who would actually be worthy of planetary control power? And I mean that like in an honest way, like not I want to control everybody. Because if you think, yeah, somebody you know will get it and then take over the planet, you're already the wrong person, right? You shouldn't be answering this question, okay? All right. So I'm talking to people who wouldn't automatically want to take on over the planet and do nefarious stuff. Who do you know that can be trusted with this ring? I couldn't, right? But I'd be doing all kind of crazy stuff from day one, right? Like maybe I'll be fighting crime most of the time. I would be fighting crime, but like, come on, man. You have a planetary, like, well, this is nonsense, okay? So you're a regular person. This is what you're telling me right now. You're telling me you're a regular person, okay?
Like you.
Mm-hmm.
Except that you're also Earth's first Green Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
There is that too.
In many ways, Hal Jordan was born for the role he would eventually play.
Now, this is a nefarious part. He was born for this role, and this is why they justify him being born for this role. Like this is dirty work right here, right? This is dirty work right here, okay?
His father was a decorated test pilot
okay.
who died tragically in a crash when Hal was just 8.
Yeah.
Hal continued to follow in his
Okay. Why are we introducing the idea that going through trauma makes you a hero? You dig what I'm saying? Like, this is something I would put on DC a lot. I would put a lot of this on DC, right? In the origins of a lot of their characters. I don't know if it's most. I'm gonna say it's a significant amount. Like, they seem like they're the kings of trauma to me. Everybody has trauma. And I understand that you can work through trauma. You can use trauma as fuel. You can do a lot of stuff with trauma, right? But that shouldn't be the blueprint for a hero, right? Let's be really honest. I don't know what about losing your father at 8 years old in a terrible way, and then you going into the same profession that killed him right in front of you and left you without a father. I don't know why that's seen as being heroic, right? I'm being very honest with you guys here, right? Like, I don't understand why that's seen as heroic. But let's let him continue, right? Like, why he's great now, right?
There's footsteps.
He's home!
Come on, John, turn the TV on.
Well, I'm the only one here, but we're like beat cops. Only each one of us has each.
And how are you chosen for this chunk? Is there a test?
Come on, turn the TV on.
It's only one question.
Yeah, okay. This is important too.
So dead.
Are you afraid?
And you said no.
I did.
Okay, now let's think about this. I get it, okay? If the only test is you're not afraid, that sounds admirable, right? And in a lot of ways it is. Except if that's the only test, I know a lot of bad people that aren't afraid, right? I know a lot of wild ass people that aren't afraid of shit. Right? Like I know a lot of people who are brave too, right? Like, I know a lot of people who are brave. Like, my neighbor's a cop. Like, just like a house down. And then my other neighbor, he's former Marines, because we live near an Air Force base. So we have a lot of like military guys just in the neighborhood. I don't know why, but we have a lot of them. Like, there's a lot of like retired servicemen, and there's quite a few like cops in our neighborhood. Like, when I first came out here, I was like, where are these police cars in our neighborhood? I was kind of worried about it, except I'm like, oh, they live here, right? And they just be taking their cars home. I guess that's what you do, right? So I always see cops in my neighborhood, and so now, a lot of times I see them not like in uniform, right? So I know lots of, we talk, and so you kind of know them. So I know lots of like what we would call brave people, right? But not everybody who doesn't feel fear is necessarily a good person. Like, I know some wild motherfuckers, right, who aren't afraid to do anything. Sometimes that's the problem, right? Sometimes not being afraid of stuff is a problem. You know what I'm saying? You get where I'm going at. Like, think about all the people that that aren't afraid of stuff, and like, sometimes not being afraid isn't the most positive thing. But let's continue here, okay?
Every kid's worst fear is losing a parent. Once that happens, there is nothing to fear anymore.
I mean, that is crazy psychological work, man. Like, really, every kid's greatest fear is losing their parents. Like, I mean, like, man, that's That's doing heavy work, right? And then once you lose that, there's nothing to fear. That's weirdness, man. It's weirdness, man. It's absolute, man. That's busy work, man. That's a lot of busy work, man. This is a crazy message that we're getting from this Green Lantern character, right? Okay. Now, so this is, we get to your trauma, okay? Yeah. Your trauma is your black daddy, right? That's immediately the story. Okay, maybe I'm judging wrong. Let's see how this goes down. Okay, all right. But it's tight right now. Everybody's tense.
So you gonna tell me his real name?
Hal something.
How?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So he already told you about this shit, right?
Outside, now.
Okay. This is tight. This is tight. This is where we're getting to know who Jon Stewart is, right? Okay. This is gonna be foundational for Jon. Like, what's getting ready to happen here with Jon Stewart? Okay. This is formation. I need to understand you a little bit, okay? Man, are you really putting an apple on his head? Are you really about to put an apple on my man's head and shoot at him, right? Man, I'm not really sure how to process this, man. I'm not really sure how to process with Disney or who's selling this. It's still Warner Brothers. I don't quite get what you guys are selling here, man. But I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna press forward, right? I don't quite get what you're selling here, though, right? Not quite sure what you're selling here.
Are you afraid?
No, sir.
Oh, wow. I don't know how I feel about this, right? Like, I don't quite know how I feel about what I just saw right here, right? I'm being honest with you guys. I don't know how I actually feel about it in the moment, man. It's intense. Like, I get it, right? Like, okay, there's a couple of ways I can kind of take this, right? There's a couple of ways I can kind of take this. The first way I can take this, right, is a more positive way, because not only is it trust, right? It's not only not fear, right? Because fear is rational. Like fear triggers things in your body, right? Like it's controlling that fear, right? So on one level, I'm like, okay, he's showing, absolute control of his fear, right? Which is cool if he absolutely trusts his father. Okay, this is where it is. I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, well, you're raised thinking that your father is also an absolute professional, right? One, you're trusting that your father actually loves you and wouldn't hurt you. You know what I'm saying? This is what he has to believe. To not be afraid, I have to want to know, okay, this person, my father, would not hurt me, right? So there is no intention of him hurting. The other part that's coupled with that is my father is surgically precise, right? So this is kind of what I get from him is, because I don't know if it was somebody who didn't know how to shoot a gun pointing that gun at you, I don't know if you're going to feel the same way. But it does tell me some things about the level of trust that he and his father have. Not only does he trust that there is no ill intent to hurt me ever, right? I can completely trust in that, okay? And then I can trust in your precision, right? Of course I should be able to feel no fear in this situation, right? Like I get that, right? So the only thing I question at this point is like, okay, how do you handle chaos, right? And maybe this is the answer to it here. But it does tell me a lot about him. It tells me a lot about at least this little bit, at least this little clip. I draw out a lot about his relationship with his pops, right? At this point, like this discipline, you see how polished, like they were like, look, turn the damn TV off. Like he was precision. I got to get this, even though you were wrong, like I got to get this TV off. I'm pushing it to the max. So you're pushing it a little bit. Like this is kind of a great clip because you're pushing the line a little bit. but you're even trying to slice the hairs. So you now kind of understand that even within that, like, he was better than you, right? Your pops is still better than you, right? Everything I taught you, you still have growth, because all the stuff you did, I still knew exactly what you were doing as soon as I walked in here, right? So there's a lot to it. So I think this is a great exchange. I think this is a really, really good exchange. I think it's off to, like, this is a very powerful, like, connection that I'm seeing here, right? So let's sally forth through this, okay? Okay, watch it. This is intense, right? So this is who Jon Stewart is, right? Okay. And keep in mind that I am of the mindset of the Lantern Corps in general, right? So I'm coming at this from somebody who has a long history of the police, man. Like, and there ain't nobody higher than the police than the Green Lantern Corps. You guys think you're the police, right? But I like what I'm seeing from this character so far in. I'm gonna judge the character, right? And I'm gonna judge what I think of the body of work. Okay, so let's keep it quick. And where are you living? Where are you at? All right, right off the bat, I'm gonna tell you why I appreciate this actor here, man. Like, I appreciate your taper fade and a sharp lineup, man. It's not enough people who really represent that and like what it means. So just right off the bat, man, like, yeah, the fade is tight, man. Your lineup is very clean, man. Like, I appreciate your representation, man. I appreciate how you're representing the community with your taper fade and your nice lineup, man. It's appreciated, bro. It's appreciated. This is sincere. Is that a cutlass? Is that a cutlass? I hope that's cutlass. It looks like a cutlass to me, right? I come from Central California, man. Like, cutlasses, man. What is this that Hal Jordan's driving, man? Can someone help me with this? Because Hal Jordan's not driving a cutlass, is he? Like, there's no way that's a cutlass, is it? Somebody help me out with that, man. Like, all right, so that's kind of the first inkling I'm getting of this new Hal Jordan, right? Like, and here's the thing, like, I'm telling you guys, though, I'm vastly against the Lantern Corps for a lot of different reasons, right? So let's start off with how the lanterns are really coming at you guys, right? Like, first off, let's remember that willpower is not fucking emotion. Willpower is not an emotion, right? Like, they always telling you, oh yeah, this is all the electro energy, emotional spectrum, and right off the bat they lying to you. Right off the bat, the first thing out of their mouth is a lie, right? Like I said, I've been taking notes on this stuff, man. Like, they mixing this stuff up already. You saying emotional spectrum, but willpower is better understood as self-control of emotions, the capacity of keeping acting towards a goal. It regulates emotion. It is not itself an emotion, right? Emotions are, rage, fear, love. Those are emotions. Emotions have actual effects on the body. Like, they are a connection. It's important to understand that emotions are actually our connection between our mind and our physical body. That is not what willpower is. Willpower is our association of handling or regulating all those things. But willpower itself is not an emotion, right? It is a mix of regulating all the other emotions, right? Okay. Now, here's the other big problem I got with Lantern Corps, man. Okay. The ring is actually the one who wields all the power, right? Hal Jordan said you're not superhuman yourself, right? Like, okay, let's let this sink in, okay? You're a regular ass dude, and you have access to a ring that has cosmic power, okay? I need everybody to think about what that actually means in execution, right? Really, man, it's debatable whether people should have switchblades, right? They said that you shouldn't have a switchblade. None of us, right? I just want y'all to think about this stuff because they get real nutty in how they regulate weaponry, but apparently a switchblade is too much, right? You can't have a switchblade. You can have all types of guns, but goddamn it, you're not getting a switchblade any can wear, right? I don't understand this, but this is the truth, right? But now this guy gets a Green Lantern ring. You're not superhuman yourself, right? You're not superhuman in intelligence. You're not superhuman in like processing information. You're physically not superhuman, but somehow we're gonna give you the right to do superhuman work. But these rings. But here's the problem with these rings, man. There is a very dark and insidious past behind. Like, we got to talk about this, man. I was gonna skip over this for a little bit, but we can't skip over this, right? There is a rot at the beginning of the Lantern Corps, right? The Lantern Corps is a fraud, and I'm gonna tell you why. Like, let me see if I can find my notes on this, man, because I want to get this right. Okay, so like the Lantern Corps was obviously created by these Guardians, right? Okay, so work with me here as I cook this meal, right? The Guardians had, before any of this, early on in creation, they had manufactured these groups of robotic enforcers, right? Okay, first of all, this is fascism at the highest. Okay, this is fascism at the highest. The imperial court. This is imperial rule. This is authoritarianism, right? The Lantern Corps. Nobody selected them. Nobody gave them authority over anything. They decide through military authorization, a hierarchy, obedience, and the right to supposedly put this rule over others. They decided for us that, yeah, your sector, whatever fucking sector we are, and now we running this part of it, and you can't do nothing about it. And it goes unchecked. You named yourselves this, right? Like, imagine all of a sudden some alien force comes over here and says that, yeah, you guys are part of Sector 27G, and we're going to be coming over here and setting up some bases and stuff like that, and whatever, get out of the way. Like, we're not going to tell, we're sovereign. Like, this is a direct threat on our sovereignty. These are armed police. Just because they get one of us to do it, that's what they always do. They always get one of you to turn against all the rest of us. And that's what Hal Jordan is. This is an armed police force run by an extraterrestrial organization that appointed an armed official to monitor us. His weapon can scan our infrastructure. Think about this shit. His weapon can scan our infrastructure. It can restrain people. He can enter space. He can generate practically any instrument of force. And humanity has never said one time that, yeah, we feel like Hal Jordan is a person that should represent protection for this planet. No, that's not it. We demand our right to have a democratic process to determine who gets to wield or protect us. Otherwise, this is just an occupation. Right? This is what these Green Lantern Corps, this is an occupation. And these dudes, like these Guardians, these old Omni dudes, they are not without a scrutiny. These guys deserve massive amounts of scrutiny because they already fucking up, right? They have already been making massive mistakes in the first place, right? Willpower does not govern morality, right? Dictators, conquerors, fascists, cult leaders, all these people possess tons and tons of will. How do you think they got there, right? Like, this is how are you saying that willpower in itself determines whether you're righteous to wield this type of power, right? That's not it. You can have massive willpower and still be an asshole. And a lot of times you are. Like, dictators have all this ability, right? Like, Sinestro is not a glitch. Sinestro is a logical outcome. Right? He understood this. He created an order of his sect through fear, repression, and dictatorship. And this institution admired his discipline and effectiveness until it became too impossible to know. Like, he came out of this. He didn't invent the idea of superior authority. He didn't make that up. He didn't betray the Corps. He followed its philosophy to a very logical conclusion. If order is the highest form of good, freedom becomes an inconvenience, right? You dispense with one. This is what he learned from the Corps. He's the logical outcome of the Corps, okay? So the Corps, the guardians themselves, like this higher institute, right? They put together this old force called the Manhunters, right? And the Manhunters were this robotic forces that moved completely without emotion and had all this power. And what did they do? They turned against their purpose, or maybe they followed their given purpose, and it almost ended all life in Sector 666, right? So the Guardians had manufactured a universal enforcement system. The system became catastrophically murderous. The Manhunters exterminated nearly the entire population of Sector 666. Atrocitus, and if you guys know the story of Atrocitus, is one of only 5 survivors. Like him, his wife, like that's it, right? Like just a couple of people make it out of this joint, right? And what accountability happens? What accountability happens to the people who unleash these monsters onto Atrocitus' people? This had to be billions of people who died. Like, I'm being 100% with you guys. They have billions of people. That's why Atrocitus is mad. Like, Atrocitus ain't tripping. Atrocitus is not wrong, man. Like, you gotta look at Atrocitus and be like, what happened, man? They killed my whole family, dog. They killed everybody, man. They just went through, they slaughtered everybody, and then these same dudes who did that shit are running this organization? It's nonsensical, man. It's nonsensical because you think about it, like the rings themselves, they're kind of sentient, right? So the rings make decisions like, okay, you're the same one who made the murderous robots, and now you're the guys who are making the rings, right? You made the robots, you making the rings. Robots, rings. The robots showed you that we'll go off the hook and kill everybody in this motherfucker, right? We already showed you that. But now we got to trust you are the same makers of the ring? I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Look, if Samsung made a phone and it killed everybody in your house, and then they came out with another device, you wouldn't get that device, man. So I don't see how we're supposed to just be like, oh, yeah, you guys made this and it was murderous, but now you guys get the authority unchecked. Unchecked authority, right? Not one single of these guardians was removed from office. Not one of them was elected. Not one was tried by a jury. Not one of them was disarmed. There was no subordination to any independent authority. None of them were prevented from making another universal police force. They weren't even prevented from making another universal police force because you guys all trust these fascists down there from the Guardians, right? Like, that's who they are. This is fascist. The Green Lantern is an extension of a fascist authoritarian system that decided that they control you, right? And here's the thing. They just replaced the Manhunters with these organic officers that they still control. They make you come in and you take a pledge. You take a pledge to their shit, right? Like, you make that pledge. So this is what he is. Like, Atrocitus is the witness to what they just want to brush off. See, that's what they don't want you guys to know. Yeah, but see, I'm going to tell you guys about it, right? I'm not going to let it be unsaid while we're running around here listening to this lantern nonsense. I'm not going to let it be said, man. I'm not letting it go out like that. Like, Atrocitus is right. They committed the Atrocitus because you guys committed atrocities. Right? Yeah, Oa, yeah, you guys created this, man. You made this villain, okay? So yeah, I'm not letting it go. I'm speaking out for the oppressed people, man. I'm speaking out for the oppressed people from wherever Atrocitus came from, Sector 666. I'm standing up for Sector 666. They deserve to be acknowledged in what you guys did. They deserve justice, right? So I'm banging for Atrocitus. Atrocitus is revolutionary, man. Atrocitus wants justice, right? You guys want to deny him that justice. And that's the thing, right? Yeah, that green, that represents authority, right? That's what that green represents. Red represents that rage, right? That rage against it. And when order destroys people, like he's pointing it out, man. It's a brilliant character development because they tell you Red Lanterns are dangerous, but their very existence wouldn't be here without the Guardians. Because the Guardians, man, like the thing about it is the Guardians did it happened, right? It happened. They don't even acknowledge that it happened. The Guardians literally don't even like acknowledge they all that shit got swept under the rug, man. That's classic, right? Authoritarianism right there. Classic authoritarian, right? That's a problem, right? The Guardians themselves, you guys are our galactic problem, man. This is a problem, and I'm telling you right now, this is where it starts, man. They start sending you these little messages like, oh yeah, accept this authority. Don't accept no authoritarian. Like, let's be really honest, man. Like, look, man. Lex Luthor ain't no villain. Lex Luthor is right. Get up off my planet, man. Get up off my planet, Superman. You don't have no rights to be over here trying to regulate what we do. No. No. You guys are so easy, man, that somebody come flying out the sky and you guys want to bend over and start tongue kissing them and whatever they do. Get up out of here. This is our planet, man. You gotta you fight to keep this planet up for humans. This is a human planet. And you guys gonna start letting these authoritarian aliens come over here and put a police force on our planet? Are you joking me? You turn my planet into a military outpost? Nah, son, it's not going down like that, man. It is not going down like that. Not on my watch, homie. Not on my watch. We will keep this planet human. So anyway, I'm going to go back and watch some more. We're still learning a little bit more about the Lantern Corps, right? So I'm still willing to do this, even though I see the dirtiness that is the Lantern Corps. I'm not going to lie to you guys here. We're not going to hide by what the Lantern Corps actually is here. But let's move on to the next clip at least, right? See what else is out there. So people obviously are talking about this, right? Oh, hang on.
Why is John Stewart so different from other Green Lanterns? First, the way he became a Green Lantern was different. John broke the usual tradition of the ring choosing its wearer. Instead, the Guardian stepped in and chose him directly, making him a possible replacement and counterbalance for Hal Jordan. When he
the same people that let some robots loose on an innocent sector, right? So yeah, those people, okay? Those people did that, right?
First became a Green Lantern, he also refused to wear the traditional mask. To him, he had nothing to hide. That willingness to question authority made him different from the start. Second, John has almost no fear. His father put him through extreme desensitization training, so he grew up already fitting one of the main requirements for a Green Lantern. He was also
just not being afraid, not having good morals. You would think that might be the main crux, having good morals, but okay.
A Marine sniper and an architect. That makes his fighting style calm and precise. His constructs are especially detailed. John builds the screws, gears, pipes, and inner mechanics too, so his constructs feel more complete, solid, and realistic. Finally, John means more than just another Green Lantern. He was DC Comics' first black Green Lantern. His creators gave him a rebellious personality to contrast with Hal Jordan's more establishment-style hero. That helped make the Green Lantern Corps more diverse. Why is...
I do like it. It does make it more diverse that you got a black dude that ain't gonna listen. That is the truth, man. That's 100% real. You rapping it to the fullest. Fuck you guys. I'm telling you guys, police, man. Like, yeah, I do like it. Like I said, I like the guy. Every time I see the guy, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna watch the series, right? I am going to watch the series. I'm not gonna lie to you guys and crap on it. And we'll see. It looks like it'll be good. It's on HBO. It's a series, so I'll probably engage in it. Let's see a little bit more. So I'm liking what I see, even though I'm strong middle finger to the Guardians, right?
All is lost.
Not while I'm standing.
Oh man, I like that, man. Not while I'm standing. All right.
In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power, Green Lantern.
Wow. All right, he's getting down, man. think we get the point. It's nice work though, man. I gotta be honest with that. It's nice work.
So I guess this is how the Green Lantern suits will look in the DCU, because this is pulled from the first 5 minutes of episode 1 of Lanterns, premiering this Sunday on HBO Max. And yeah, still not what a lot of us were hoping for. Again,
I mean, like, the Lantern is kind of whack though, man. I mean, it's kind of cartoonish. Not all characters, man, can just transform over in how they look into live action and really seem smooth. And I just don't think the Lanterns are gonna, like, even the constructs don't look cool to me, you know, just being honest with you.
and I will hold all final judgment till I watch the series for myself, not just snippets from the first episode, but I'd be lying.
It don't look good, man. It doesn't look good. Let's see if he talks about anything else. Like, okay, so this is what, I mean, like, here's the thing. Like, this costume ain't nothing, man. I mean, like, you're like, well, okay. So, I hope this isn't what he was hoping for, right? I hope you're not telling me that this is what you were hoping to see, man. Like, this is what, like, I like comic book too. I like comic book heroes too, but man, you guys, you know, I'm hoping this is not what you're saying that you wanted to see, okay?
We end up getting something closer to this by the end of the season. Now, here's the actual clip.
What?
This is a flash. Getting something closer to this by the end of the season.
Why would you want that, man? I'm being honest with this dude. Like, why do you want this? See, this is what bothers me about comic book. Like, look at this costume. Look at this costume. Could you imagine a real dude walking around in something like this? And why would you want that? Like, that's strange to me, man. Like, comic book, there's a segment of comic books where it's y'all doing something strange for a little piece of change, and no change involved, actually, right? You guys are just doing something strange. And what, as a man, why is this what you want? I'm just being 100 with you. Why is this what you want? I don't get that, okay? But okay. So this is really what he wants.
Hopefully, we end up getting something closer to this by the.
You heard him again. You heard him say he's hoping you get something closer to this, right? All right. Have at it.
The end of the season. Now, here's the actual clip. This is a flashback in the first 5 minutes. This clip is from 1996 within the series. So maybe that's just I'm here to say I prefer traditional, and I know I'm not alone. I will say, though, we haven't seen anything on how Jon Stewart will look thus far. They've been pretty quiet on.
Man, you are talking. This is weird, man. This is weird, man. Like, this is only a 1:51 clip, but all you've talked about is how these guys look in their costumes, man. Eris, Kenyon, like, all you talking about is what these dudes gonna look like. So you know what? I understand, homie. I understand. Let me go. Let me move.
In brightest day,
What is this? What is this thing? Okay, I'm sorry. I was getting ready to skip on to something else, but man, I'm sorry. I just watched that old South Park where that midget comes on and Cartman beats him up. I'm sorry. So it triggered something to me. Now I'm gonna see more now, right? Oh yeah. What is this? What is this thing? What is this thing, man? I know somebody out there knows DC. What? Wow. Okay, I got flagged for hate behavior on I don't understand. I got flagged for hate behavior on TikTok right now. I'm talking about I don't understand. I guess I shouldn't talk about this. Okay, I'm gonna skip it then. I don't know
With
what I
Lanterns
said.
bringing Jon Stewart into the DCU later this week, there might be a lot of people out there asking the same question, and that being, who exactly is Jon Stewart? Now, the reality is, some people might only have been exposed to Green Lanterns in Ryan Reynolds' 2011 movie.
Man, I really want to say that, like, Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern was one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life. Like that made me cautious on watching Ryan Reynolds movies after that, man. Like, I was restored in him with Deadpool, but prior to that, I was like, yeah, I don't want to watch no Ryan Reynolds movie. Like, literally, I did not want to watch Ryan Reynolds in anything, right? Like, so, man, that was a deep thought. This is a terrible movie, man.
So they probably only associate Green Lantern with Hal Jordan. But for an entire generation of DC fans like myself, Jon Stewart is Green Lantern, and trust me, there is a reason this character is such a big deal. We're going to be talking about it in today's video. Well, first things first, who is Jon Stewart? He was created by Dennis O'Neil and Neil Adams and made his DC Comics debut in 1971. And let me tell y'all right now, that is very significant. The reason being is Jon became DC's first black superhero and eventually one of the most prominent black superheroes in comics. But Jon wasn't originally introduced to completely replace Hal Jordan. Hal was already Earth's Green Lantern and Jon was selected as his backup. And Hal wasn't exactly through.
It was his best. You know what? Thank you for telling me. It's like, you know what, man? DC, wow, man. You know what? Okay, I was gonna take it easy, but now I'm getting back into why I'm telling you, yeah, these Green Lanterns. This is absolutely dirty business, man. This is absolutely dirty business, man. This is absolutely nefarious behavior. When you really start getting, past the central lore of the Green Lanterns, this is policing actions. This is at the center of an entire cosmic force. They treat all other forces as requiring control, right? It's very politically revealing. The bottom line is the Lantern Corps. This is a corny, psychologically incoherent, and politically authoritarian, right? The entire system, what they represent, like the core is interesting. Like, it's not legitimate. There's no legitimacy to this. There's no honor in joining some outside alien force just because they told you to be a hero. Like, I gotta look at accountability from this Guardian Corps, man. I'm really looking for accountability with this Guardian Corps because we're letting them out, man. They've caused a lot of harm, and for me, I'm gonna watch the series, but I'm telling you right now, this is fascism wrapped up in comic book. How everyone ignores it on that level, like this, you moving a police force into my home and establishing a control mechanism, planetary weaponry without any sovereignty on my part, man. I don't like it, but we'll check the series out. That's my first thoughts on the new series.